right? These are sayings by the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. The 6 remembrances should be recited every day, including Shabbat, festivals, Rosh Hashanah, and Yom Kippur. What are the 6 remembrances? 6 things that every Jew is supposed to remember every day. What are they? What are they? So let's repeat them for you. Receiving the Torah, making it says, first of all, remember the day you left Egypt. Number 1. Remember, got out of Egypt. Number 2, remember standing in front of Mount Sinai, receiving the Torah. And then remember what Amalek did to us. Amalek attacked the Jews and tried to destroy them, wipe them out. That's 3 things. Going out of Egypt, receiving the Torah, and Amalek. Number 4, remember Shabbat. I'm sorry. Remember the Shabbat also. That's the last one. My eyes are not. Remember how you angered God in the desert. How you made God angry constantly in the desert. It says, Arbaim Shana Kut Bador. It says 40 years you made me angry. It says Eser Pamim, it says 10 times, 20 times, how God got angry with the Jews. They complained about the man, they complained about the water, they complained about everything. They complained about. Don't complain. So we have 4 things: going out of Egypt, receiving the Torah, Amalek, and making God mad, being an ingrate. Ingrate. Don't do it. Number 4, remember not to be an ingrate. Number 5, remember what God did to Miriam. What did God do to Miriam? Miriam spoke not positively about Moses. And it's brought in the Gemara that Miriam, she really didn't do anything really wrong. I mean, it was just so very innocent what she did. And the Chafetz Chaim, he brings this like one of the bases of his book. Chafetz Chaim, that's his book, Chafetz Chaim, about Lashon Hora. Not to say Lashon Hora. What does it mean, Lashon Hora? To say only positive things about people. Only positive things. Unless it's very practical, right? Don't loan money to this person. He's not honest or whatever. But say positive things about Jews, especially big Jews, especially people like Moses. But that doesn't make any difference. Every Jew is a big Jew. Don't say bad things about Jews. And remember the Shabbat to make it holy. So here we have the 6 things you have to remember every day. Going out of Egypt, receiving the Torah, Amalek, don't make God angry, don't speak disparagingly or negatively or harmfully, words that can be harmful, ostensibly about another Jew, but really about everybody. And remember the Shabbos. You have to remember Shabbat all the time. And the main message of Shabbat is, of course, that God is the creator. The world is not just here on its own. That God creates the world. He creates it for a purpose. And God gave Shabbat to the Jews. By the way, it is not permissible for a non-Jew to keep Shabbat. Non-Jews are not allowed they're not allowed to make any religious holidays on their own. That you have to ask rabbis exactly how to do it. I mean, they can celebrate the Jewish holidays if they want to, together with the Jews. But they're not supposed to make holidays, and for sure Shabbat not. Shabbat is only for the Jews. So that what it says, the 10 Commandments, Shabbat, the 10 Commandments are only for the Jews. Some of the 10 Commandments are also in the 7 Noahide Commandments. Some of them, but that's separate. It's not because of the 10 Commandments. Not 10 Commandments. But what is those that are the first 2 of the 10 Commandments. God took us out of Egypt, gave us the Torah. Don't worship any other God. That's relevant to all mankind. Okay, so remember all these 6 things every day. From my grandfather's sayings, what good is Chassidut and being religious, and if the main thing is lacking, what? Loving another Jew to the extent of even causing anguish to another Jew. What good is all the Chassidut if there's lacking this main point of Chassidut? So I see, like, in people send me emails, there's these rabbis nowadays that for some reason in the world they decided to, I say, come down on other rabbis. Come down on others. This rabbi is not. He said this. This is apostasy. This is. Come on, come on. Okay, so even if what you say is true, but let's say it's true, and the fact is, 99%, there's absolutely no truth whatsoever to it. You're just looking to pour out your anger on somebody. But especially now in these days, to say bad things about other rabbis, even if you want to talk about reform rabbis and conservative rabbis, which they're not really rabbis, but so they're people, they're Jews, they're doing their best, they can't think, okay, they're totally wrong what they're doing, their philosophy, but they themselves are not wrong. They think that they're right. They think that they're doing what this says. So you have to try to love every Jew. You see another Jew is making a mistake, so let him know he's making a mistake. But it shouldn't be in a way of vituperous anger and watch out for this guy. He's going to get you. Come on. And there's no end to it, right? There's no end to it. What it comes down to, that's what we call midyan, that you hate another person just because he's different than you. And if it comes out in speech, then that's even worse. But that's what we just learned about, the 6 remembrances. But in your heart, we're talking about. In your heart, to hate another person is wrong. You can hate what the person does, what the person says, what the person thinks, but not the person, and especially a Jew. Hating another Jew is the destruction of Judaism. What good is the religion and the commandments? What good is even the Chassidut if you hate somebody else? Okay. Here we go. Stop.